Good evening, everyone. My name's Jackie Weatherall and I'm the Chief Executive for the City of Greater Dandenong. I'm just going to quickly, before the meeting starts, run you through Council's governance rules, council meetings, making them a safe place for everyone. During the council meeting, members of the public cannot address the meeting outside of public question time, must not interject or act offensively, must remain seated, must switch your mobile phones to mute, must not operate any recording device, audio or visual, without obtaining consent from the Chief Executive Officer at least 3 days prior to the council meeting, and can display placards or posters provided they're not offensive, do not obstruct entrances and exits to the chamber or impede any view or person. The Chair can direct any member of the public to stop interjecting or acting offensively. If that behaviour continues, the Chair can ask an authorised officer or a member of Victoria Police to remove members of the public from the chamber. Thank you, and the meeting will start shortly.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our ordinary council meeting, Monday, the 11th of August, 2025. Also, I would like to acknowledge Mr. Johan Chia, the former councillor and mayor for many years. Many venerable monks here from the Wat Bododang Say Temple and our Cambodian communities who are in the gallery tonight. Welcome. Item 1, meeting opening. 1.1, opening of meeting. 1.2, attendance. Ms. Beryl, do you have any apologies for this evening?
Yes, Deputy Mayor, we have an apology from Councillor Jim Mametti, who has a leave of absence, and Councillor Lana Formoso is online this evening.
Councillor Formoso, can you hear us? Thanks.
Just double checking you can hear me, Deputy Mayor?
Yes, we can hear you.
Excellent, thank you.
Item 1.3, acknowledgement of traditional custodians of land. Those who wish to stand for the acknowledgement to country are welcome to do so. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Bunurong people, and pay respect to the elders past and present. We recognise and respect their continuing connections to climate, culture, country, and borders. And we also pay our respects and acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and the elders present here today in acknowledging their journey. Item 1.4, offering a prayer, reflection, or affirmation. As part of Council's commitment to recognising the cultural and spiritual diversity of our community, the prayer, reflection, or affirmation this evening will be offered by Mr. Jasper Singh, but he could not be here with us tonight. So the prayer tonight will be read by Councillor O'Reilly. Read by Councillor Garrard. Thanks.
Deputy Mayor, I just have an affirmation to read. We come together in the spirit of service, unity and respect, committed to making decisions that honour our community, uphold fairness and work towards a better future for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. We did receive some sad news, so I'm going to make this statement. On behalf of the City of Greater Dandenong Council, I would like to pay my tribute to Mr. Leon Trembers, a former councillor and mayor of Springvale Council. Leon passed away peacefully on the 31st of July 2025 at the age of 83 after a long illness. Leon's life was defined by service to his family, his community, and the environment. As a professional firefighter, he protected lives. He served as a Springvale councillor from 1975 to 1987, including as mayor in 1979 to 1980. He shaped policies that protected nature and uplifted people. He was a visionary well ahead of his time. In the 1960s, Leon wrote passionately about native plants in the Dandenong Journal, long before the environmentalism became mainstream. He led the planting of native trees from every Australian state in Rod Hetherington Reserve. He fought to preserve bushland at Alex Welkie Reserve, now a proud educational site for future generations. Leon's legacy lives on in the Leon Trembers Reserve in Noble Park. In the thriving bushland he fought to protect, and in the council's lives he touched, his thoughtful present, quiet strength, and unwavering care for the natural world will be deeply missed. I now invite you to join me in observing a minute of silence in his memory. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Item 1.5, confirmation of minutes of previous meetings. Do I have a mover, please? Moved by Councillor
Happy to move that. Happy to second that, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Formoso. Are there any questions? Is there any oppositions? As there no opposition, this item is carried. Item 1.6, disclosures of interest. Ms. Bedell.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. We have a disclosure of a conflict of interest this evening from Councillor Bob Milkovich in regards to item 4.3.3, and he will be leaving the chamber because it concerns his own application for a leave of absence.
Thank you. Item 2, officers' reports, part 1, 2.1, petitions and joint letters, 2.1.1, petitions and joint letters. Is there a mover, please? Moved by
Happy to
Councillor
move
Garrett,
that.
seconded by
to
Councillor
second.
Formoso. Are there any questions? Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Item 3, public question times. Question times at council meetings provide an opportunity for members of the public in the gallery to address questions to the councillors, delegates and or officer of the City of Greater Dandenong Council. Questions must comply with S.4.5.8 of Council's governance rules. Ms. Bedell.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And our first question this evening is from Nika Sam of McKinnon. Would you like to come up to the microphone? Thank you, and you can ask your question.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to apologize before I start asking or start talking, because I think I'm going to get a little bit emotional. Unfortunately, it's the issue that's happened recently with the conflict between Thai and Cambodia and the displacement of the people that were living along the border and the killing and detainees. So I'm going to be a little bit emotional and shaky. So I just like to apologize that in advance. I pretty much grew up in Australia, but my heart and my soul is completely connected with Cambodian people in Cambodia. I sometimes go to bed, especially of recent time, feeling quite sad and guilty at the same time that I'm sleeping in my comfortable bed, safe at home, feeling very secure, while my friends and relatives in Cambodia are suffering and living in fear, not knowing when the war is going to end or is it going to continue. They are appealing and peace rallying in Cambodia, and we all as Cambodian around the world is only able to partake in this peaceful march and appealing to the government, especially the Australian government, to help bring peace to Cambodia and to ensure that Thai government is abide by the law in the Court of Justice that was set out in 1962 and again in 2013-2011. My question first is, and thank you for listening to me. I am still very shaky, so I'm sorry. My first question is, because I tried to avoid listening to the news and the update of it and watching social media because it's very close to home and it's quite upsetting. And I understand that the 18 Cambodian soldiers are still detained in Thai, and I wonder if anybody could shed some light for me as to what is going to happen. I understand that the Thai government is going through the process of the legality of it. To my understanding, they haven't broken any law, any rule. They've been detained for what purpose and what is going to happen to them. And what is the repercussion going forward with what Thai soldiers is doing to Cambodia? Bomb, destroy ancient prasad that we treasure for so long. Complete destruction. For what purpose? That's my biggest question. And what is the repercussion of it? Is Thai going to pay for the reconstruction of that? That's my question. My second question is, what are we going to do to get Thai to stick to the agreement? They keep breaking the agreement and pushing the border, like making the border smaller and smaller and expanding. And I'm sorry, I'm just going on a little bit here, but if you could forgive me and understand that I'm just very passionate and I'm just open my heart out to you for your support. And I'm so grateful that you let me have this chance to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Beryl.
Thank you, Nika, and thank you for your sincerity and passion in regards to this issue. I'm not sure that I have an answer to your questions, except to say Council has heard what you've got to say this evening, and we'll be considering an item later this evening for a notice of motion concerning the matter that you have just outlined. I'm sure the councillors have heard your, passionate approach to the topic, and I hope that you'll be happy with what comes out of the notice of motion. Thank you.
My other question is, sorry, am I allowed to ask another question? Or
You've got 3 questions. Yeah, so what's your last question, Nika?
My last question is, with your support, what else can I do to help Cambodia and the Cambodian people? I will do it. I'm not afraid to do what it takes, and I will dedicate my time and effort to get your advice for me to help. I'm willing to put the effort in and speak up. I don't know how to do this. I have no background in law or policy or politics, but I'm seek your advice and your bigger support for whatever I could do to go further. If we need to go to Parliament, address it to our Prime Minister, Mr. Albanese, that would be fantastic. So thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nika, and thank you for your advocacy this evening. I think your advocacy says a lot about what you're doing to help the Cambodian people, and tonight we'll be considering the notice of motion, as I said, but I'm sure at the end of the meeting there's a number of the councillors would like to talk to you who are very well versed in regards to political advocacy and can make some suggestions for you as to how you can do further advocacy. So thank you.
That would be most grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nika.
Deputy Mayor, our next question this evening is from Yu Horn Chi of Springvale, who would like to come up to the microphone.
Thank you so much for the Deputy Mayor and Councillor ask me. I would like to ask some question because at the moment, all of the Cambodian community feel depressed and frustrated because all the Thai just come to the border and kill a lot of soldiers. We organize some fundraising just to support, but anyway, that fundraising is still not enough. Perhaps I would like to request the city of Greater Dandenong just to write a letter to the Prime Minister to provide some aid to the Cambodian who escaped from the border at approximately over 10,000 people just escaped from the border, and they did not have a place to live, just live in the tent and so on. So if Australia can provide some support, like some aid to those people who escaped from the border, I would appreciate it. Number one. And number two, as you know, we have a lot of Cambodian refugees just escaped to Thailand. And those people, they got the UNHCR, recognized by UNHCR. But those people, when Cambodia and Thai has a conflict, it is very hard to live in Thailand. And my background as well, I was a refugee who arrived to Australia in 1982. So when I live in the refugee camp, it is so hard. The Thai people, the Thai government, the military and so on, they just kill everyone. When they say something, you need to do what they want us to do. And our refugee just escaped from Cambodia to live in Thailand at the moment, over 100, 200 people over there. So perhaps I would like to request the Australian government, the Prime Minister, just to allow those people to arrive to Australia as a refugee, like before as well. If we can arrive to Australia quicker, it is more safer than those people. If they still live longer in Thai, I strongly believe that those people will be die or will be maltreated by the Thai government. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Johan.
Thank you, Yu-Horn. Certainly, Council has 6 resolutions in the notice of motion under item 5.1. I'm just having a look at the moment. We might need to, the councillors may need to consider whether or not we add the Prime Minister as well as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. And I take on board your comments about the request from the Australian government about allowing those refugees to come to Australia as well. So that's something we'll consider when we get up to that item. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Tai Horn Yim of Dandenong, who would like to cover the same topic.
Thank you so much. Like my previous colleague, I would like to iterate it that I once lived in a refugee camp in Thailand, in Khao Dang camp. And I crossed the border when we talk about landmine field and so on. So the tortures of civilian people and refugees that crossing the border in the late 1979 and early 1980s. is terrific that I couldn't bear. We often recall the story about how we crossed the border through the landmine, and we saw the Thai shooting people crossing the border, trying to come to refugee camp. And it's very difficult for us to see this again. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, the most venerable senior monks, the abbot of Wat Phra Trang Say, Melbourne, Abbot Sutip Nan, and the president of the Monk Council of Australia and New Zealand, Venerable Sawan Sray, invite the monks from Thailand, the most popular monk in Thailand, as a way to say thank you to them, because his nickname is Lokta Such. He's helped a lot of Cambodian refugees crossing the border, and he helped a lot of Cambodian refugees along the border, as well as during the COVID-19, because there's a lot of people dispersed through the border and couldn't support, and it's really difficult. And he helped a lot of those victims. As I said, because of, as a way of saying thank you for helping us, we invite him to come here. Actually, I brought him around here to the council, to the Kingston Council, to the state parliament, and meet many member parliaments and federal parliament as well. That is a very great honor. Now, because of him supporting Cambodian refugees, and recently he made that comment, he's a Thai nationality and Thai born. And because of that, now Thai banned him not to allow him to return back to Thailand. Unfortunately, the Cambodian Prime Minister welcomed him to Cambodia. So currently he stays in Cambodia right now. So that's the things of Australian way of life, to say thank you for those people that help us to get out of refugee camp that in the 80s. And like my colleague there, Nikki, when we were young, 20, 30 years ago, we went to rally again together, trying to support people who unfortunately live in the refugee camps, and trying to support human rights, trying to help people in Cambodia to defend human rights and humanity. And because of this difficult time, we ask that the council move the motion, and I note of the motion that have been looked into by Councillor Melinda Yim here. So I appreciate that very much. But I would like the council to make a strongest term to condemn the Thai militaries, and we ask for basic thing. We ask for humanity, not to impose violence and torture civilian along the border. And the Thai and the Cambodian soldiers that been captured after the ceasefires that been agreed by both parties, by both countries, that assist by the President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump, and support by the Chinese government as well. We think it is very terrible for them. We understand that they have been tortured, and they released one of the soldier back, and he is in a very devastated situation right now. And many, the 19, the 18, we heard that one has been killed, but 18 remain. And it's very difficult that they've been tortured. We ask that they respect international law and should not torture those soldiers, because after the peace deal has been signed already, have been agreed. And to go around when they trying to gather and take a photo shoot to show to the world that we are having ceased fire at the time. Then during that photo shoot, they came and hostage it.
Sorry, Taiwan, what's the question? Do you want to ask the question now?
Yes, I'm coming to it. And because of that situation, and also the injustice that they use a cluster bomb to the heritage, UNESCO heritage, and damage it very badly. And therefore, we would like to ask the council to use the strongest term to condemn and to ask Thailand to stop violently abuse or use that violent and torture Cambodian people along the border, and including the Hmong as well, and injustice. So that's my question. I would like the council to do that, and similarly, we would like the council to put the stronger effort to the local newspaper and to the media to assist, provide any assistance to the people living in the city of Greater Dandenong. As I mentioned previously, that Cambodian population living in the city of Greater Dandenong is the largest anywhere in Australia. And because of the experience that they had, they should the council should make that service available to them and make it invited and make that announcement to the locals so they can receive that appropriate assistance, in particular for the aging people. And I know that Nikki is a midwife and she works in the Monash Clayton Hospital, so she offered that help as well. So that is good from that background. So I would like the council to do that, and also write the letter to the prime ministers and to all local member parliaments to raise this awareness and to make a public statement, a position that asks them to support Cambodia and to stop Thai government to use violence and injustice to Cambodian people. Thank you.
Thank you. You got everything?
Thank you, Tai Horn, and certainly again we heard your sincerity and commitment and support for the Cambodian people, and certainly you raised a whole range of concerns there, and we heard your request to write to the PM and all MPs in the strongest possible terms, and the council will consider that when they consider the notice of motion in a moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.
Yes, our next question, Mayor, is from Janali Bharti of Collingwood. Is Janali here? No, I'll read it out. It concerns Pillars of Freedom Memorial. With Council's recent works on the Pillars of Freedom Memorial in Dandenong, Council decided not to install a First Nations flag between the Australian flag at this site. As a proud First Nations person, I feel attacked by Council for their continued view that it's still okay to be racist by not showing the same respect to First Nations people by not including their flag at this site beside the Australian flag. I ask Council, as these actions is clearly an attack towards First Nations people in your area, why after receiving funding the Council continued to not install a First Nations flag at this site? Can I ask Ms Hajari to answer, please?
Through you, Deputy Mayor, and thanks for the question. In just a context, in 2024, Council received a grant from the Victorian State Government with the value of $9,860 to assess a rejuvenation of the works required for the Pillars of Freedom located on the corner of Lonsdale and Cloud Street. This work was to assess required non-structural repairs, cleaning, and minor safety repairs. In accordance with Council flag policy, the flagpoles located at the Pillars of Freedom are maintained by RSL. The flags did not form part of the works that is on the way. Council is happy to pass this request to RSL for consideration as part of their flag protocol. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next question is also from Janali Bharti of Collingwood and concerns Webster Street level crossing removal. With the Webster Street level crossing removal, the Labor government has decided to close off Webster Street 12 months before the new Cheltenham Road underpass is completed. This will redirect 10,000 cars a day onto Walker Street in central Dandenong, causing traffic chaos in central Dandenong. Can I ask Mr Manavasagasavam to respond, please?
Through you, Mayor, the level crossing removal project is working with Council and the Department of Transport to manage the traffic impacts of the project. This includes advance within signage well before the Dandenong to avoid the conjunction with the Dandenong CBD and the traffic signal changes at a number of locations. We anticipate there may be a short period of increased congestion until motorists adapt to the changed condition. LXRB will be responsible for monitoring and making changes if required in consultation with the road managers. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Last question.
There's also another couple of questions from Janali Bharti as well. Can Council name what specific plans does Council have to combat the traffic nightmare in central Dandenong during the 12 months? Also, with the Webster Street level crossing, many advanced trees have been removed, many new trees will be planted, but these trees will take many decades to give native birds any habitat for homes. Other councils have installed bird houses in other trees to combat this issue. Why has Greater Dandenong not done this? Again, Mr Manavasagasavam to respond, please.
Through you, Deputy Mayor, Council is working with the level crossing removal project to ensure positive environmental outcomes from the project, including retaining trees wherever possible. Council has assisted the project with new vegetation planting along the creek corridor. We will continue to work with them to explore further habitat impact mitigation options for the wildlife along the corridor as the project progresses. Thanks.
Thank you. And do you have any questions on notice to be tabled?
Yes, I do, Mayor, and I'll give them to you now.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we move to item 4, Officers' Reports, Part 2, 4.1, Procurement, 4.1.1, 2425-23, Perry Road Upgrade, Stage 3, Atlantic Drive to Pillars Road, Keysborough. Do I have a mover, please?
Happy to move that, Deputy Mayor.
It's moved by Councillor Garrett, seconded by Councillor Formoso. Are there any questions? Yes, Councillor Garrett.
Through you, Deputy Mayor. As you're aware, that area has significant remnant trees on Perry Road. My question is, will any of those trees be removed in this under these works?
Mr. Manavasagasavam.
Yeah, through you, Deputy Mayor. To my knowledge, there is no big remnant trees are removed at this stage. So, but yeah, we'll happy to work with the teams. The teams always look for designs to avoid those bigger trees.
Are there any further questions? No. Is there any opposition? As there is no opposition, the item is carried. Item 4.2, Policies and Strategy. 4.2.1, End of Year Performance Report 2024 to 25. Is there a mover, please? Councillor Garrett, seconded. Councillor Trung. Are there any questions? No. Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Yes, Councillor Garrett.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I just wish to thank the Council through the CEO for the significant achievements against the plan, and also through you, CEO, to pass on to staff our appreciation for their tremendous efforts and their skill in bringing about such a result.
Thank you, Councillor Garrett.
Thank
That's
you.
much appreciated.
Item 4.3, Other. 4.3.1, Merrill and Councillor Task Force supporting people seeking asylum, interstate delegation. Is there a mover, please?
Councillor O'Reilly.
Councillor O'Reilly, seconded by Councillor Garrett. Are there any questions? Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Item 4.3.2, Greater Dandenong Australia Day Awards events. Councillor O'Reilly, yeah.
Mayor, I have an alternate, Deputy Mayor, I have an alternate motion.
Would you want to read your alternate motion?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. The motion is the same as per the agenda. The alternate motion adds an additional point 3, and the wording of that point 3 is that point 3 initiates a review of the Australia Day Awards nomination process and public-facing materials aiming to simplify initial requirements, ensure accessibility for all community members, and align recognition with Greater Dandenong's diverse forms of contribution. This review shall clarify communication regarding police and working with children checks, ensuring they are presented as finalist requirements, not initial nominator burdens. These checks occur after the nomination and assessment periods, and Council covers their cost. Next point. Streamline the initial who, why sections to encourage broader participation, highlighting the ease of providing foundational information on nominee contributions. Next point. Provide nomination options that are accessible to residents from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, including multilingual forms and non-written submission pathways. Next point. Reframe assessment criteria to prioritise demonstrated impact and community benefit over duration of service or formal affiliation, ensuring recognition extends to informal leadership, collective contributions, and emerging forms of civic engagement. Next point. Thoroughly review all Australia Day Award categories to ensure they reflect the breadth of community roles and achievements in Greater Dandenong. And final point, be completed for implementation of changes by the 2027 Australia Day Awards nomination period. And that is the alternate motion. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Do you have a seconder? Councillor Garrett seconded. Are there any questions? No questions? Is there any opposition? No? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Councillor O'Reilly?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just to explain what the alternate provides is that I think councillors have expressed a will that want to make sure, clarify and potentially enhance the Australia Day nominations, and thus the people who are ultimately selected as Australia Day Award recipients to make sure that it is accessible as it can be, that in our multicultural community that there's as little barriers as possible to anybody in the city of Greater Dandenong being eligible and to nominate. And we also want to make sure that the categories of Australia Day Awards, Deputy Mayor, are certainly kept up to date and reflective of our diverse community. Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor O'Reilly. Yes, Councillor Garrett.
I would also just like to thank the councillors for allowing this amendment. I think it's really important that in a multicultural community we understand the fluid and flexible requirements of a community such as ours, which has 2,000 humanitarian residents come every year, and that a lot of our multicultural groups don't always have formal connections to organisations, don't always have duration of service, don't always have many of the criteria that our awards previously have required, and that in fact it's more important to demonstrate impact, and it's more important to demonstrate the breadth of skills and those skills can often be skills that we don't normally recognise, such as entrepreneurial skills, digital skills, the skills in providing in cohesion around bringing the community together. And these skills are quite unique to our community, and it's really important that our awards are really, really tightly tailored to the needs of this community. So again, I commend the councillors for approving this amendment.
Thank you, Councillor Garrett. Now we're going to move to item 4.3.3, leave of absence. Councillor Bob Mikulec.
Deputy Mayor, I've got a conflict of interest in this item. It's a direct material conflict of interest of a non-pecuniary nature, as I'm the person asking for leave of absence. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Councillor, is there a mover? Moved by Councillor Trung. Seconded by Councillor Dan. Are there any questions? No? Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Could we please call Councillor Mikulec back? Thanks. Thank you. So we go to next item, 4.3.5, draft minutes of advisory committee meetings. Oh, sorry.
Happy to move that.
Sorry, Holly, I missed that one.
4.3.4.
Sorry, so 4.3.4, multicultural and people seeking asylum advisory committee members nominations. Moved by Councillor Formoso. Seconded by Councillor Garrett. Are there any questions? Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Okay, so 4.3.5, draft minutes of advisory committee meetings. Is there a mover, please? Councillor Garrett.
Happy to move.
Seconded by Councillor Formoso. Are there any questions? No. Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Item 4.3.7, list of registered correspondence to mayor and councillors.
4 point.
Oh, did I miss it again?
You missed one,
Isn't it all
Deputy
right?
Mayor.
Sorry, my apology. 4.3.6, cancellations of 8 September 2025 council meeting. Is there a mover, please? Councillor Garrett, seconded. Councillor Dan, are there any questions? Yes, Councillor Garrett.
Through you, Deputy Mayor, could the appropriate officer explain why we are cancelling this meeting?
Through you, Deputy Mayor, we don't have a lot of business for the 8th of September. I have highlighted to Council recently that some of the changes to planning laws has meant that we don't get as many items to Council meeting, and rather than have a meeting which has, say, 1 or 2 items of business, we felt it was more appropriate to carry it forward and that councillors could undertake some training instead.
Thank you. Are there any further questions? Is there any opposition? As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Item 4.3.7, list of registered correspondent to mayor and councillors.
Happy to move it.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Mikulec, seconded by Councillor Trung. Are there any questions? Is there any opposition? There's no opposition, the item is carried. Item 5, notice of motion. 5.1, notice of motion number 9, Cambodia-Thailand conflicts. Councillor Yim, yes.
I please like to move the motion.
Yep. Is there any?
I would like to move the motion with the addition of Prime Minister to point 5 to now read, requests that the Mayor write to the Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Diplomatic Missions.
Thank you. Is there any seconder? Thank you. Moved by Councillor Hume, seconded by Councillor Dan. Are there any questions? Is there any opposition? No. As there's no opposition, the item is carried. Councillor Hume.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I would also like to acknowledge and welcome the venerable monks and guests here tonight. I'm truly grateful for the strength we've shown here tonight to support our community. By passing this motion together, we send a clear message that when our community faces challenges, we stand side by side. It represents more than a simple decision. It's a heartfelt show of care and solidarity. I know this will mean a lot to those who are feeling the impact most deeply, and I'm proud to be part of a council that stands together in difficult times like these. Thank you, Deputy Mayor and councillors.
Thank you, Councillor Garrett.
Thank you, Mayor. Through you, Deputy Mayor. I too would like to express my solidarity with the community for this really, really difficult time, and as we've heard tonight, the great distress that the community, the Cambodian community particularly, is suffering right now. We hope for a solid resolution. We hope that there is efforts put by those that have negotiated the ceasefire, that they will actually work towards a permanent peace, and that you do get the aid and the support that.
Thank you, Councillor Dan.
Thank you very much, Acting Mayor. I was pleased to second Councillor Yim's motion tonight, and also echo her words and Councillor Garrard's as well. I think the motion speaks to what Council should stand for, which is unity, compassion, and a deep commitment to supporting our community here, Greater Dandenong, as councillors. And while the situation in Thailand and Cambodia can seem somewhat distant to the day-to-day operations of what Council does, I think it's an issue which deeply resonates with our community, as we've seen here tonight. So I want to acknowledge the hurt and pain that some might be feeling in our communities. We're a proud multicultural community, and global events like this really carries a strong emotional weight for those with family and heritage and cultural ties to that region as well. I think the one message I just want to leave before moving on is that as community leaders ourselves, we've got that responsibility to rise above divisions, to bring people together, to promote peace and togetherness. We're Australians, first and foremost, and our diversity is our greatest strength. And I'm proud that this motion really recognises the peaceful ways our residents have expressed their concerns, calling on Council to listen and engage with our Thai and Cambodian communities. It's not just about acknowledging international events, but it's also about ensuring that our local response here is also thoughtful.
Thank you, Councillor Dan, and also thank you, Councillor Yoon, for putting this notice of motion. I know we do have the Cambodian community in the chamber who doesn't really understand. I can also translate the notice of motion in Cambodian, just a bit about what the council is doing. So just a bit, I'll speak in Cambodian. ក្រុមប្រឹក្សាសាលាក្រុងគឺទី1ទទួលស្គាល់បទឈប់បាញ់គ្នាពេលថ្មីនេះរវាងប្រទេសថៃនិងប្រទេសកម្ពុជានិងទទួលស្គាល់សារៈសំខាន់នៃការអភិវឌ្ឍនេះទី2ទទួលស្គាល់លទ្ធផលផ្លូវចិត្តនិងវប្បធម៌ដែលប្រព្រឹត្តការពិភពលោកអាចមាននៅលើសមាជិកនៃសហគមន៍ខ្មែររបស់យើងជាពិសេសអ្នកដែលមានគ្រួសារជិតស្និទ្ធវប្បធម៌ឬក៏បេតិកភណ្ឌទំនាក់ទំនងជាមួយនឹងប្រទេសដែលរងផលប៉ះពាល់គ្នានេះទី3គឺចំណាំថាអ្នកស្រុកមួយចំនួនដែលបានចូលរួមនៅក្នុងការតវ៉ាសហគមន៍ដោយសន្តិវិធីការបង្ហាញនៃការភ្ជាប់នឹងកង្វល់សម្រាប់តំបន់ទី4គឺតកគាំទ្រដើម្បីភ្ជាប់ទំនាក់ទំនងនិងស្ដាប់ភាសាថៃនិងភាសាខ្មែរនៅក្នុងស្រុកសមាគមរួមទាំងការរយៈបណ្ដាញចូលរួមក្នុងអភិវឌ្ឍនិងមានស្រាប់ដើម្បីកាន់តែប្រសើរឡើងហើយស្វែងយល់អំពីរបៀបដែលក្រុមប្រឹក្សាអាចឆ្លើយតបនឹងបទពិសោធន៍និងតម្រូវការខាងនេះហើយអ្នកស្រុកហើយនឹងទី5គឺសំណើអភិបាលក្រុងទៅសេឬក៏ជាវាយស្អងសរសេរសម្បត្តិទៅរដ្ឋមន្ត្រីហើយCouncillor Yim ក៏អាចដែរនឹងរដ្ឋមន្ត្រី ហើយនឹងប្រធានាធិបតីអូស្ត្រាលីហ្នឹងដើម្បីឲ្យទទួលពាក់ព័ន្ធបក្សកម្មរួមទាំងប្រទេសថៃនិងកម្ពុជាទទួលស្គាល់នៅពេលថ្មីៗនេះបទឈប់បាញ់នឹងការបង្ហាញពីការគ្រប់គ្រងគ្រប់ពិធីប្រឹក្សាចំពោះដំណោះស្រាយសន្តិភាពរវាងយូរអង្វែងចំពោះចំនួនគណៈដែលបានគូបញ្ជាក់ពីសារៈសំខាន់ដែលការរួមសមាគមនិងសមាជិកភាពរបស់ស្រុកដែលមានទំនាក់ទំនងវប្បធម៌នៅតំបន់ចា៎សូមអរគុណ Item 6, reports from councillors, delegates, members and councillors' questions. I will start with this end. Councillor Dan.
Thank you very much, Acting Mayor. Last week marked Homelessness Week. It's a time for us to reflect on the urgent need to continue advocacy on safe and secure housing for all. And we're all very aware, of course, of the pressing urgency of this issue, particularly right here in our communities in Greater. It's, of course, a heartbreaking issue to be confronted with. And even from my sense, speaking with colleagues and residents, it's an uncomfortable one as well. But an issue like this doesn't just go away by pretending it doesn't exist. It absolutely does. My reflection on Homelessness Week for this year is that we are just coming out of a very cold winter, and I think we really underappreciate the small things that we take for granted every night, like being able to sleep under a roof in a warm bed. Housing, of course, is a very complicated policy area. And I'm pleased to see that Greater Dandenong has taken steps to address the issue locally by allocating resources towards its housing advocacy team, and very recently as well, being part of the recent Southeast Homelessness and Housing Alliance launch. The question I have tonight for the relevant officer is, could you please outline Council's role within the Alliance and how our contribution to its efforts can help to address homelessness across all of
Ms. Gillies, please.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, and thank you so much, Councillor Dunn, for your question. We were thrilled to participate last week in the launch of the Southeast Homelessness and Housing Alliance, which is all about advocating for the unique needs of those in the Southeast community. There's a real focus as part of this alliance on prevention and intervention, and a real focus on ensuring the services that are available to the community meet the very specific needs of our community. That includes looking at ways that we can increase the diversity of housing stock for the community, and also helping to develop the community's understanding of the unique challenges faced by those experiencing homelessness or housing inactivity. It's really about focusing on people with lived experience and finding solutions that are flexible and really do focus on early intervention and prevention. Last week we had 3 of our officers attend the launch, and we're really looking forward to continuing to work as part of that alliance and supporting all of the members in the Southeast to achieve some really good outcomes for the community.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the active work that your team has taken to be a part of this as well. Just to round up this topic as well, there was a great article by Sahar Faladi in the Dandenong Star last week that did a really good job highlighting the human element to homelessness through the work that the Vinnie's Southeastern Group Soup Van does here in Dandenong. I thank them for their work as well, and all the work they're doing looking after our most vulnerable. And their kitchen can be accessed every Tuesday night, just around the corner from here, from 6:15 to 7:15 on the Dandenong Plaza corner of Clow Street and Longdale Street. To conclude on a positive story, I want to acknowledge and congratulate Jaden Nguyen on making his debut for the Essendon Football Club in the AFL last week, becoming the first footballer of Vietnamese heritage to play at the highest level. While Jaden isn't someone that might not be from the Greater Dandenong community, I believe it's a really monumental achievement for the Australian Vietnamese community at large, of which many, of course, live here and also love the footy as well. It's difficult to concisely articulate the monumental impacts of such an achievement like this one from a cultural perspective. I've spoken to friends from various cultural backgrounds who don't even have an interest in sport, and without prompting, the past couple of weeks have brought up the fact that they saw an Australian with Vietnamese heritage playing in the AFL. I think for many young Asian Australian kids, organised sport historically hasn't always been a space where it's been easy to thrive, and Jaden's success challenges these narratives and really sends a strong message that young people of any background can and should be afforded the chance to pursue their sporting ambitions. Beneath that layer as well, there was a really beautiful write-up in The Age as well about Jaden's father, who came to Australia in the 1980s as a refugee. And I think if there's something that everyone on this council has in common, it's, regardless of our political leanings, it's that we all understand the migrant experience one way or another, and how difficult it is to really find a sense of place and a sense of home in a new country while working to earn a living and support your family as well. So on top of all of that, you can imagine the many countless hours that would have been sacrificed to be involved in picking up and dropping off Jaden at training, the long drives to away games, which would take up most of a Saturday after a long week of working. To reflect a bit more broadly as a council, I think this moment should remind all of us why it's so important that our local fields, sporting clubs, and sporting facilities remain accessible and welcoming. We're not here just to nurture the next elite athletes, but we're here to help ensure that every child, regardless of their background, culturally or financially, that they can also experience the joy, connection and confidence that sport brings. As a Hawthorn supporter, I love nothing more than seeing Essendon lose every week, but I must confess that for the past couple of weeks, I've secretly been wanting their results to go the other way. I'd just like to congratulate Jaden again and wish him and his family all the best on their footballing journey together.
Thank you, Councillor Dan. Councillor Garratt.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. This fortnight, Councillor Lana Formoso and I had the pleasure of attending Emerson School, who opened stage 2 of their new technology centre, which is state-of-the-art and very impressive. And the students there were very welcoming and explained why this was so important to them. And it was a fantastic event. I also, with a number of Dandenong residents, attended the Palestine March, not yesterday, the Sunday before, in which around 30,000 people marched. The current genocide in Gaza is very important to many residents in Dandenong. And it was the same day where approximately 300,000 people marched across the bridge in the March for Humanity. Unfortunately, they got across the bridge. We were met with riot police, which is very unfortunate. However, the strength of conviction of the crowd in calling for an end to this genocide was incredibly strong. My question tonight is regarding an incident that happened through the week in the city of Casey, in which a resident named Gillian discovered that she had been placed on the council's list called a persistent complainant without her knowledge, and resulting in restrictions on her access to staff and services. She was unaware of the list, or that sending 5 emails, which is all her crime was, sending 5 emails, 5 very pleasant, very aggressive free emails to the council, qualified to put her on this list. She was given no opportunity to challenge this decision, and nor has she been given any opportunity to know whether she will ever come off this list, or if there is any external oversight into who makes the decision to put people on this list, and what the transparency and oversight relates to this complaint system. So my question to the City of Greater Dandenong is, can you confirm or not that we operate a similar system of categorising our residents, such as labelling them persistent complainants? And if we do, what kind of oversight do we have in this system?
Thank you, Ms. Hajari.
to you, Deputy Mayor, and thank you, Councillor Garrett, for your question. So I can confirm that we don't have at the moment any registered list of the names of that they go through this process. But I can tell you that we have the complaint policy, that a section of the complaint policy includes part that is talk about the unreasonable conduct, which is in a very rare situation if there is any complaints that is inappropriate and acceptable or is aggressive or towards the staff, towards the councillors. So then we may deal with that in different ways. There is a whole process in that part of the complaint policy, which is under the section of unreasonable conduct. We don't have anybody in the list at the moment. We are proud of our staff and that we all work with our community in a patient matter. But also, probably that's a timely that you raise that because this policy is now due for renew towards the end of this year, and it should be renewed, like the new policy should, or updated policy in place from January 2026. So really welcome to working with yourself and the other councillors if you have any questions, suggestions as we update this policy going forward.
Yeah, through you, Deputy Mayor, can I just add to that? I mean, I don't think Mr Jari or I want to make any comments. I'm not sure about City of Casey's approach, and so I wouldn't make a comment about that. But I think it's fair to say the City of Greater Dandenong being the most multicultural municipality in Australia, we do try really hard with our residents to help understand their concerns, and we do encourage residents with repeated concerns to use the Ombudsman, and I think the team have done an excellent job because we haven't got anyone that we've had concerns about that we have had to, undertake any restrictions with, and I think the officers work really hard for that not to happen. So, thank you.
Thank you for that response, and it's very good to know that we don't have secret lists. However, I think it's really important that whatever system we have, it's transparent and that it's clear to the public what decisions are made. Certainly where there's aggressive behaviour, in any form, it's certainly an health and safety issue, and I think we all understand there needs to be provisions around that. It is just that whatever we decide to do going forward, we do need to make sure it's transparent, and we also do need to make sure there is oversight. And whilst referring people to the Ombudsman is fine, but it also takes a certain level of skill to be able to use that process. So it's very heartening to hear that we don't have that process, and congratulations to staff who are obviously managing this system well. But going forward, I think it's really important that we are very transparent in our process. And that's all my questions tonight.
Thank you, Councillor Garrett. Councillor Yim.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. On Saturday the 2nd, I attended the flower ceremony for the 40th anniversary of the CAV with Councillors Sean O'Reilly and Councillor Alice Funglair at the Springvale Town Hall. The hall was adorned with beautiful displays of Cambodian culture and history. I greatly enjoyed the traditional dancing, which was especially lovely and an exquisite reminder of the strength and beauty of Cambodian culture. On Sunday, the 3rd of August, I attended the cremation ceremony of Dr. Tel Tong, a living treasure. Dr. Tel Tong's passing marks a great loss for the Cambodian community. He significantly contributed to the preservation of Cambodian culture and heritage. His dedication to supporting and establishing a Cambodian community here in Melbourne has left a lasting impact. He pioneered the Khmer language program in Australia by developing the LOTE curriculum taught in Victorian schools and taught Khmer at the Victorian School of Languages for several years. His lifelong dedication to education and culture has left a lasting impact. I pass my heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and all who are touched by his leadership and kindness. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Yim. Councillor O'Reilly.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. My report, 2nd of August was also, as Councillor Yim mentioned, at the Cambodian Association of Victoria, who have clocked up a magnificent 40 years, Deputy Mayor, as you would well be aware. But I think I can say, Deputy Mayor, that there's no stronger example in our municipality of the positive impact of the Cambodian diaspora, as is embodied in the Cambodian Association of Victoria, well led by our good friend, former councillor and Mayor Yu Horn Chia. So, as Councillor Yim described, it was an extremely fun and extremely fun celebration, and I was happy to be invited and take part in it. Also on the 2nd of August, South Sudanese Gala at Menzies Hall in Dandenong, run by the South Sudanese Community Association, which involved a lot of dancing by everybody, including myself, Victoria Police, and again, great celebration of another part of our magnificent community, that being the South Sudanese, and that was an extremely enjoyable event as well, Deputy Mayor. A question I have without notice to the Executive Director of City Futures is regarding potholes in Heatherton Road. Deputy Mayor, I've noticed particularly around Heatherton Road, the roundabout intersection with Douglas Street, that there's a number of potholes, substantial potholes around there, and like being such a well-used intersection and roundabout, the damage to car suspension, like the increased likelihood of accidents as drivers have to play something like a game of Mario Kart to dodge those potholes around that area, Deputy Mayor. I just wanted to ask the Executive Director that as a council, do we have like from Vic Roads, who are responsible for major roads like this, do we have a forward schedule of firstly like the resurfacing forward schedule, and also like do they have performance KPIs in terms of patching potholes? And if we do have a forward schedule, could that be provided to all councillors? Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Manifagasa Sivam.
Yeah, through you, Deputy Mayor. As you mentioned, Heatherton Road is managed by the Vic Roads, and we don't have any forward schedules from Vic Roads. They don't share any their forward maintenance schedules with us, unless if it is a major roadworks, they normally notify us. But when it's come to the pothole patching, we don't get any notified. But what we do is we closely work with them, and we are happy to report that to the Vic Roads and see if they need to look at that. And in relation to the KPI, as all road managers, we should have a road management plan as part of the under the Road Management Act. So council's got the road management plan, it's got the KPI on our response, and definitely Vic Roads would have that, so we can find that out. But I'm happy to report this to the Vic Roads for their attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further question, Councillor Riley? No. Councillor Leh?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. So, the 2nd of August, I just follow up what Sean said. I'm so honored to make the speech there in anniversary for 40 year of the Cambodian Association of Victoria. In that anniversary is so good, their performance so well, and I would like to pay respect all the command there. So John Chia as well. So I really be aware for that ceremony there. You do so good, and I see on the big screen you make some funding to asking for awareness to donation for the complete up border there. You try to share and help. So I pay respect what your association to do contribute for our community. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Leh. Councillor True?
Sorry, Deputy Mayor. Last week I was not well, therefore I don't have a report today. But I think that I very, very happy to support Cambodian Association about what they have suffered now, and I will contact to you on and to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Mikulj.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just one question without notice tonight regarding the welcome of the works that have started on Star Road and McPhee's intersection. That intersection should have been built ages ago. I've heard a couple of calls from residents in regards to concerns about the traffic volumes once the intersection is closed for the works and preparation of the stuff, and obviously the speeds associated in the residential area just around where people try to cut across or find a way. Could we please liaise with the workers on site or with the managers on site to make sure that, no one's put in danger because people don't know where they're going or the speeds are increased or people are trying to find their way through little narrow streets, if that's possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Medifa. Councillor Sabam.
Through you, Deputy Mayor, yeah, definitely we are happy to work with the project team to make sure that that intersection is much safer for the community use.
Thank you. Councillor Dole.
Thank you so much to Councillor Yim's motion tonight. It's so important that we continue to speak out and act in ways that promote understanding and compassion. Our city is home to many who have fled conflict and persecution, and I do like to think that our diversity is a living testament to resilience and hope. So thank you to everyone here today and to Councillor Yim. On another note, I was delighted to recently attend the Greater Dandenong Scouts Amazing Race recently, and it was really fantastic to see so many enthusiastic Joeys, clubs, scouts, venturers and leaders weaving their way through iconic Dandenong landmarks like Heritage Hill, the Drum Theatre, Dandenong Market and Harmony Square. Events like these showcase not only the vibrancy of our local spaces, but also the strength of community spirit fostered through scouting. And of course, big thank you to the organisers and volunteers who were able to make this event happen. We're really fortunate to have a diverse range of scout groups across our municipality, catering to children and young people from the ages of 5 to 25. So whether it's learning practical skills, building resilience, or forming lifelong friendships, scouting truly offers a safe and inclusive environment for personal growth. And for families looking for really meaningful extracurricular options, Scouts is really a fantastic way to get kids involved and engaged with nature, leadership and community service. So if you're a parent, please reach out to your local group and have a trial to see the benefits firsthand. And I am partial a little bit to the Keysborough Scouts group, but we're also home to other wonderful groups across Greater Dandenong. On another exciting note as well, our long-awaited Keysborough Community Hub is now open in our very soft launch. In just the past week, I visited 3 times to check out the facilities, meet with residents, and host really casual councillor catch-ups. Now, as mentioned, it is a soft launch, so not all our services are up and running yet, but the energy and enthusiasm around the hub has been absolutely incredible, and it's been fantastic to see so many users actually walk and ride to the hub. Even after the hub actually closes for the day, the play space, nature play area, the half basketball court and that barbecue shelter remains really lively and well used by the community. So it's a testament to how much this space already means here. I'll be hosting regular and fairly casual councillor catch-ups at the hub, so please do come by, whether it be to share ideas, raise concerns, or simply connect over a cuppa, because you can make yourself a cup of tea and coffee there. And really a huge thank you to our dedicated team, especially under the leadership of Natasha Petrovich and Sarah Hill, for making the soft opening last Monday such a success. It's truly been, go, go, go. And since the opening, we've had over 2,200 people come through the hub, as well as 25% usage in our library activation. And that, I think, really speaks volumes about how much the community has embraced the space, how they're already borrowing books as well. And our official opening and community celebration of the hub will be held on the 6th of September. More details are to come from the council, but I hope to see many of you there as we celebrate this amazing milestone together. On another note, I'd also like to acknowledge and honour former Mayor Leon Trembeth, who served as a Springvale councillor from 1975 to 1987. As a dedicated career firefighter and community advocate, Leon was widely respected for his passionate commitment to environmental conservation, social justice, and youth empowerment. He championed initiatives like the Springvale Neighbourhood House, he supported the Springvale Neighbourhood House, and as well as the Youth Employment Cafe during a time when the youth employment actually was at 25%. His work in preserving local bushland and creating native green spaces still has an impact right now in our community decades on. And though I've never had the privilege of meeting him, his legacy is one that inspires councillors like myself. So thank you and Vale.
Thank you, Councillor Dale. Councillor Formoso?
Thanks, Deputy Mayor. I also have a question in relation to Heatherton Road. I've had a couple of residents express their concern in relation to Heatherton Road, just at the intersection of Stud Road. And as you are travelling towards Noble Park, so what's that, north, up Heatherton Road, it's 2 lanes, which then becomes quite narrow just after Red Rooster. And this is causing a lot of traffic congestion, close call accidents, because as you can imagine, drivers think that there's two lanes, and it funnels in and then back out again. So I've also been told that they're probably going to be a little bit more concerned with this matter as we continue the build of the new Wellbeing Centre. So if I could also ask Mr. Manivanagasavam to respond in relation to that issue, and for us to write a letter to Vic Roads, possibly putting in some line marking. I don't know what the solution to that one is, but it's been an ongoing issue for years and it's just getting worse.
Thank you, Mr. Manivanagasavam.
Yeah, through you, Deputy Mayor. Definitely, we are happy to advocate to the Vic Roads. It is a state government and also Vic Roads matter to look after that. I totally understand. It creates the confusion and congestion in that section, but we are happy to advocate further with the Vic Roads on this matter.
Thank you very much. Also wanted to say a thank you to the CEO, John Clark of Southeast Leisure, who will be finishing his 4-year tenure at the end of this month. So I wanted to thank him. Obviously worked very closely with him over the last 4 years in preparation for the new Wellbeing Centre, and obviously running all of our other sporting facilities. So wish him all the very best in the future, and thank you for his service. That's all from me.
Thank you, Councillor Formoso. I also been very busy in the last 2 weeks. I'll start with my report. On the 30th of July, I attended the Greater South East Melbourne GSM meeting with GSM Chair, the committee board members and many local MPs in the South East area at the Parliament House, mainly to discuss about GSM advocacy for the state government elections coming up in 2026, so in regarding to manufacturing, transport, infrastructure, public transport, community services and safeties in the South East region. On the 1st of August, I attended the official opening of the Emerson Technology Centre Stage 2 Building Modernisation Project at the Emerson School, Dandenong, with Councillor Garrett and Councillor Formoso. So this project costed $6.1 million. The Emerson School contributed $4.2 million. The rest was contributed by the state government. And thanks to Ms. Gabrielle Williams, MP, State Member for Dandenong, the Minister for Transport, Infrastructure and Minister for Public and Active Transport, on her website stated that the state government has spent more than $15.5 million at the moment to upgrade the Emerson School so far. So thanks to the state government as well. This amazing facility for the present and future students. So the Emerson School currently have, I think, 380 students at the moment. So the Technology Centre will provide the students with all the tools they require to learn, practice, mainly upgrade their tradies and mechanical skills. On the 6th of August, I attended the Youth Summit 2025, Your Voice, Your Future, with 9 local schools and also our young 2025 young leaders and a great keynote speaker, Mrs. Tim Balama. So the council will soon develop a new integrated strategy for children and young people. So as part of the forum, we were keen to receive our young people's input to what is important to them. So as part of, then we can incorporate young voices in our planning and service delivery. And I just want to say thank you to our Greater Dandenong staff and the youth as well for supporting on the day. And on the 7th of August, I attended the meeting with Ms. Eden Foster, MP, State Member for Mulgrave, with the CEO and our Executive Manager, Strategic Growth and Advocacy, to discuss about the state advocacy for the state election 2026. Also, I want to congratulate the Cambodian Association of Victoria as well for their 40 years anniversaries. My apologies, I couldn't be there on that day. It is a great milestone. I mean, you've done a lot, especially 40 years, mainly to support the people who are arriving to Australia, mainly new arrival, and they only got mainly just 2 staff, the rest all volunteers. So keep up your good work, Yu-Hon. And he's turning 83 soon, and he's still very active. So congratulations. So not just supporting the Cambodian here in Greater Dandenong, but the whole in Victoria. So thank you. That's all from me. I'll table all my questions as well. So we're going to move to item 7, urgent business. As there is no urgent business, we move to item 8, close of business. I declare the meeting closed at 8:19 p.m. Thank you. Thanks everyone. Have a great night.